Okay, now we are moving into the workflows section here. So, which is it starts from the automation tab right here, and then you're going to go to workflows, and then you're going to see folders for all the various workflows. In this demo account, there's one for Botox, CoSculpting, and PRP. They're all tied to the landing page. So that's why there's different ones. So if somebody claims a Botox offer, there's different messaging. You may want to reword the text messages and everything that's more related to the treatment. So that's why we keep them separate um, in here. So let's kind of open one up. Let's open up this Botox one. And you can see in here, they're all published. This is a demo account. So the default's going to have them in your account. Typically, they're turned off because there may be ones you don't want to use. For example, like this one says confirmation reminders when appointment is booked. If your software that you're using is already doing this, you don't want to use it, for example. You don't want them getting, confused multiple text messages. Maybe they might reply to one that they're canceling and then get another one from your other system. So just kind of think about which ones you want to use in here. It's like check-in reminders, same thing. If you're not using this as your booking tool, you want to turn this off. So you kind of want to go through each one of these and see which ones you want on and which ones you want off before you turn them on. But let's open up one of them. This is the initial one. So this would be when we were in that opportunity section. There was that one first column, which was new leads. So this is the first one. They're in this column. So this is what controls when they're in there. This is just basically the programming where added to the sales pipeline, the new lead. This is just email alert, which is to the client, which is you. So this is where you can control who you want to send here. So all the users, assign a user. Depends when we get to the settings, where we add employees and stuff. You'll be able to enter, a particular user. Their name should show up. Like my names are. You'll see a name here, test name. So if you just want that person, if you want it to all users, you can send it there. Maybe just whoever you want in the system. So that's where this is controlled. And this one is email alert to client and text to client, which would be you, which you're in this case, you're the client. This is just basically like somebody filled out the form for the Botox offer. You get an email that says a new Botox lead has been generated, and you can edit how you want it to read, but basically it's just going to send you their name, address, and information. So you can contact them on your side as well, even though the system's going to do as well, but you always want to reach out from your end in here. So if you did any changes, this is the same thing. So these are to you. So you get a text and an email when you get somebody fills out that form and submits and claims that voucher. Now this one here, the blue ones, now we're getting into, you see these little pauses in here. So everything doesn't all happen at once, so that the system has a little time to, push everything through. This is, right here is the verbiage. Thank you for your interest in our Botox special. The next step is to get you booked. These tags will populate from the system, your phone number and your name, so you don't have to pre-type it. But I like to recommend everybody kind of go in here and reword these. These are defaults. To do what you want. You may put your link to your Instagram page, put some information here for your before, so they can see your before and afters. So this is where all of this is done. So you can see there's SMS and there's email. So the email is basically the same thing. So these just go out a few minutes apart. Same thing. So like I said, go through. You see here, add an attachment. A lot of depending on the treatment, if there's before and afters that you want to attach to this, you can attach it in here. So you can create it so that says thank you. You word it in here. Here's some. We've also attached some before and afters to review, and you can see this process where it waits a day, sends out again. Same thing. You just want to go through in here. Just making sure when you make these changes, one, you're saving it right here. So if I just did one change here, just to see something, so you can see how it does. It's saving it, and you need to save here as well. So it's important. This is the one. And this is in here, as we mentioned, if there's something that you don't want to use, like the appointment reminders or it's one of the processes, you just put it into draft mode. So now that's off. Now these won't be going out anymore if you don't want these, to go out if you're doing it on your end. But so this is where you control that. So, and they're all pretty, workflows are the same. Just go through and see what's go through. But let's look at some of the other ones that are in here. So this is the initial one. So that's when they're new in the lead. This is confirmation and reminders when an appointment is booked. So this is only going to work if you book somebody in here on the calendar that's in the system. Here, there is these basic calendar function, just like most systems that you're using. So you can just set your calendar with the days and hours that you're open or the appointments, and you can do multiple ones for employees. But there's actually be another video for that. So if you're not using that, turn that off. Rebooking nurture when a lead is moved to no-show. In here, let me open this one. So this one, somebody didn't show up. Just kind of give you another peek at one. So here's, this just sends an email out, and it's the same thing. You can reward them. Sorry, you weren't able to make your free. So when you've moved them in that opportunities over in that no-show tab, this is what goes out. So that's why, as we mentioned, that it's just make sure that you update these, keep them moving along in the columns over in the right column, so that we're sending the right text message to them. So we want to make sure that's kind of taken care of. And so this is pretty much the same thing saved in here. So they're all, let me go through the other one. So there's no show. Check reminders when a lead is followed up to close. For example, that's the one, this will be in the follow up to close column. This is where, as I mentioned, maybe somebody came in for a consultation, for a treatment. They got the consultation, you give them a quote, the price, whatever. And then now we just wait until they come back. So this will, when they're in here, you can set the text message, still thinking about it. You ready to book your appointment now? So all this is controlled in here. And this one right here is part of the reputation management. So this one is review requests when lead is moved to service completed. So at the very end, when we push them over to that service completed, this will send out a text message where you're happy with your service. And if they reply yes, let's open this one up, then if they replied yes, happy with your service, then they'll send them a link to your awesome to hear that. Would you mind leaving us a review here? And this is so this will be set up. If you put in the settings, there'll be an area for your reputation management, what the link to use, where you want them to go to leave that review. So it was your Google page or whatever it is, this is the link that's going to go. And this only replies if they said yes to ask for the link. If it said no, it's not going to send them. It'll say something like, sorry, something went wrong. Would you mind let me know what we did wrong in here? So, but this is where this is all controlled in there. So it's important. So, we get your reputation management in here. That'll show up in your dashboard and how many reviews you got. So we'll get that in the next section in another video in here. So that's the workflows. So you can pretty much see they're here. You want to turn them off, different ones, but they're all independently ran. So you can attach obviously different before and afters, different verbiage. Some of them may take more different things. Maybe if it's this like PRP, hair restoration, you may want to just change the wording to like, do you want to schedule a virtual consultation? Because that can be done over the computer, through Zoom or something. So they're all done separately in here. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility. So your account this is a test account, should have a lot more of these, because we pre-filled a lot of these for the treatments that we had landing pages for. So, and they're really easy too. If you were to have another one, you can always clone this. For example, hit the clone button, and then you can move it to a folder, maybe make a new folder for a new treatment for another. Then you can move it over there and then change the verbiage over there. So very easy to copy and move down and mess with. All right, so let's get on to the next area. All right, thanks.